On today's video, we turn our clocks back to the early 90s and recap the greatest hits of the G-Man, a man that was feared in and out of the ring for being brutal, a one-punch KO artist that has left his paint on the sport, acknowledged even by the great Mike Tyson.
Gerald McClellan, I believe the name, McLean. I've seen some tapes of him. It's from highlights.
It's really sad that his career ended in such a dramatic state. However, we shouldn't forget the devastating knockouts of the G-Man that put him at the top of the Hall of Fame. You're now watching Gerald McClellan, a boxing legend. When Gerald faced Carl Sutherland in 1992, the commentators expected the fight to go at least 7 rounds, a conversation that upset the G-Man, who once again proved them wrong.
He certainly looks like he has a longer reach, too. Has evidence in that jab off the bat.
Another good jab from McClellan. Sullivan missing with the right. Again, snapping the head back of Sullivan. McClellan does with the jabs. Well, the more we talk to him, the right hand staggers him. And another one, and down he goes. Fight's over. That's it.
The fight was a testament of Gerald's unbreakable will to capture the WBC middleweight championship. And honestly, the clock was ticking.
It's a lot of middleweights out there. I would never pick no name because, no grudge match, I got on my mind. But one guy I would like to challenge is always calling me out is James Toney.
Getting closer to the championship fight, McClellan came across many fighters that fell pretty easy and quick. Upon facing Gilbert Baptist, he was filled with anger that would be released on Baptist.
Indeed, trained at the famous Crunk Gym in Detroit, comes with a great fight with Julian Jackson in Las Vegas.
Very mobile, very fast, and very, very powerful at long range.
Well, caught him on the side, doesn't like about that. He really is destroying this fella. Now, I think Steele should start looking at this. His legs are buckled.
After a knockdown, Baptist really didn't know why he was in the ring with McClellan in the first place. Kind of similar to all the previous opponents of the G-Man.
It's okay, he says to Revy, are you okay? I don't know what kind of answer he expects. Oh, well, he's only just half pushing him down with that note. He stopped it anyway, going on the floor there, Jim. That surprises me.
You may have noticed by now that most of the knockouts that we've shown you are from the very first round, and that's exactly what describes the greatness of Gerald. Facing Williamson was a walk in the park for him. All he had to do was throw a combination.
Es el campeón del estado de Missouri, que se encuentra en mal estado para sorprender a sus rivales.
After Williamson found the strength to get up, McClellan connected a hook to the body that completely shattered Williamson's ribs. The footage alone shows us the amount of pain he was going through.
La que tiene Williamson la sufrió frente al actual campeón semicolombiano.
Honestly, one of the best knockouts that you'll ever see. Danny Mitchell gathered his guts to go in the ring with McClellan, only to be squared up like a cockroach in front of the thousands of fans in Madison Square Garden.
Pittsburgh. I'm sorry, make that 11-5. McClellan, however, has the advantage of fighting for...
That's right, when you have a guy like that in your corner. That's a big plus added to your side.
After Mitchell left his hands down, McClellan capitalized on his mistake. The outcome was so disturbing that even the ringside doctors were afraid as to what would follow for him.
Fighters. McClellan's just filling Mitchell out at this point.
That's it, counter, take the chance. Double that left hook.
Good left there by Mitchell.
Yeah. This fight's over.
Right, and that's it.
This fight is over, and this man is hurt right now.
I believe the good doctor is...
After defeating Julian Jackson for the first time, and now as a champion, the G-Man would face Jay Bell. The round starts, and McClellan immediately senses that he can go for another shattering hook to the ribs of his opponent.
Champion Joe McClellan, Bell, a former defensive captain for the Howard High football team in Chattanooga, off the field an honor student. And look at this! A big left hook to the body.
Another fighter with broken sides. Another victory for the miniature Mike Tyson.
Well, I came out there early, and I tried to set him up with a jab, and he missed a few times. I landed my favorite shot perfect. I couldn't miss.
It took you longer to say that than it did to knock him down,
The rematch between Julian Jackson and Gerald was one of the most anticipated fights in the history of boxing, as Jackson was also one of the hardest punchers the super middleweight division had ever seen. After losing his fight to the G-Man, many expected him to come up with a new game plan that would see him victorious.
McClellan's power is frightening, Reg, and he's probably at the better stage of his career than Jackson. Oh, good right hand already.
There he is. Talk about the hitman from Detroit. This one is Gerald McClellan knocked out John McGarvey in London. Is he going to do it again against Julian Jackson? He keeps getting near it, and McClellan won't let this fella off the hook.
He's not getting through cleanly. Jackson knows what he's trying to do. He was pushed over there. That wasn't a knockdown, Reg. That was a push.
McClellan gathered the courage to finally finish Julian Jackson once and for all. Jackson was genuinely hurt.
McClellan from the Detroit now, Virgin Isles. What a puncher he's proved in the past. Oh no, he's not going to get over this opening round, Jim. He's counted him out on his feet. In the opening round, what a victory that. One of the best punchers in the business, Gerald McClellan.
When the vacant WBO middleweight title was on the line, G-Man seemed pretty hungry to take what he had been working for all those years. John Mugabe would be the one to stand in his way, a fight that would end badly for him, as he was found on the canvas in the first couple of seconds of the round.
Any professional in the world. He's never had a fight. He's 138. And he's hurt. A right hand from the young man McClellan. And Mugabe's over in the opening 30 seconds. Old now. And looking very vulnerable to anything that hits him on the chin. But Mugabe has had it proving to be quite something.
After a slugfest of a round, John would finally give up to the power of Gerald. Right hands thrown, Mugabe goes to sleep.
Mugabe is ready to be taken, I'm afraid. The former world light middleweight champion, now all too vulnerable to heavy punching. And McClellan of the United States has won the vacant World Boxing Organization title.
After showing you all these great knockouts of the G-Man, it's our responsibility to present you with the sad downfall of the once widely known as Miniature Mike Tyson. It was February 25, 1995. The WBC super middleweight champion Nigel Benn would be met with the devastating power of the G-Man to defend his world title. McClellan went into the fight as the bookmaker's favorite at odds of 1-3, with expectations that he would provide a repeat of his previous 3 fights, all won by knockout. Within 35 seconds of the start of the first round, Benn was knocked out of the ring by McClellan, but was able to properly recover due to a slow count by the referee, later timed at 13 seconds. Still 7 seconds short of the 20 seconds allowed to return if knocked out of the ring.
Incredible start. McClellan wants to come right back at Benn. He says, "Get out of my way," to the referee. A right hand by McClellan. Benn continues to be in dire trouble. Can he survive this first round? McClellan fighting the referee off, then fighting Benn. Combination to the head by McClellan. Charted territory.
In the 9th, a tired Benn was missing his wild punches, and the force of one caused him to fall forward and accidentally headbutt McClellan, an incident which appeared to significantly affect McClellan's physical well-being. At the midway point, Benn connected with a right hand, causing McClellan to drop to one knee. The referee counted him out.
That's what we're talking about, what he can't afford to do.
He goes down again!
What's hurting him? Something is hurting him. Does it look like?
It's over! Nigel Benn has won!
I can't believe that. I've never seen a guy quit in a corner like that. What was that?
After the fight ended, McClellan walked back to his corner, where he collapsed on his back. After telling Johnson that he felt like there was water running inside my head, McClellan underwent brain surgery. Benn collapsed in his room. The doctor gave McClellan a better than 50% chance of survival, but declared his career finished.